y'all. Good afternoon, to all. Happy Tuesday. Hope you guys are all doing well. We got through this winter storm, y'all. One of the most historic winter storms in a very long time, and historic for a lot of people as far as snow totals go, and some ice totals go as far as the Gulf states and Southeast. We're going to go over those snowfall totals and kind of what we saw here in just a few minutes, but we are going to also be seeing a big change in our weather pattern as we're going to be seeing a little bit of a warm up for some people, and then the chance for another winter storm or some severe weather that could be coming into play as we go towards next week. But I do think the next 5 to 7 days here, at least until the 29th, 30th of January, should be relatively quiet as far as big winter storms or big severe weather events or any of that, etc. So, what you guys are seeing on your screen currently here is the temperature outlook for the next 8 to 14 days. And currently, as you're seeing right now, what's going to be changing is we don't have a lot of blue. We don't have those dark blues that were stretched all across the United States. We've got more of these lighter blue colors we're going to be seeing. And where do they transition at? The West Coast. And that is going to be due to a new jet stream trend. And we'll talk about that here in just a second. We're also now seeing orange popping up here into the northern plains, up into the Midwest. There also will be some above average temperatures. I should say above average temperatures that go here into the central plains, into the Ohio Valley, and then down into the southeast as we go into the later half of this week, next week as well. And we'll hopefully see that come into play. And then we'll also be seeing the Northeast still stay slightly right below average, but not anything ridiculous. We're not expecting any big Arctic outbreaks as of right now that we just saw. It's just going to be cold. It's going to feel like January, and it's going to feel like February when February gets from that end of things. So that's what I wanted to show you guys about. The orange here really represents 40% chance of above average, 30% above average, and the blue over here on the West Coast, where we're going to be seeing temperatures, a higher chance of seeing below average temperatures, especially over there where we have those wildfires at. So, still not really expecting really any rain. It's just going to be a little bit cooler over there. That might be able to help combat a little bit of that relative humidity low, but we're not expecting any far as weather-wise over there goes. Now, these are the snowfall totals through yesterday, and some of these are going to get updated and tweaked just a little bit as the National Weather Service goes about. We did have historic totals for New Orleans yesterday. We had some historic totals in Pensacola, Florida. The record that was set in Pensacola, Florida yesterday was about 3 inches. We had 9 inches of snow in Pensacola, Florida yesterday, guys. We tripled the record set back in the 1800s, which insane. And then we set the new record for New Orleans. We had over 4 inches of snow. The initial record was 2.7 inches. I believe we found right around 4 to 5 inches of snow in New Orleans. That number will probably get tweaked a little bit. Lafayette looked to be the winner of yesterday's snow totals as we had over a foot of snowfall for portions of northern and western Lafayette. And even in portions of eastern Lafayette, we were right at 10 inches. So, looking at higher totals there, those are still going to be updated. Lake Charles seeing between 5 and 8, Beaumont, Texas seeing between 3 to 5, a couple 6 inch totals and 7 inch totals there as well, and then Houston seeing 3 to 5, and then back over here into Florida, up and around the Mobile, Alabama area and into Pensacola, we saw between 6 to 10 inches of snowfall, 7 to 8, 9 to 10 inches up in there, and then our winter storm actually extended a little bit further north as those totals were coming in. We saw some last minute warning upgrades and some winter weather advisories as we saw a good 5 to 8 inch swath of snow and some higher isolated totals than that up in the 9 to 10 inch range down in southeastern Alabama. Georgia, we saw between, I'd say 4 to 5, 5 to 8 inches fall in some areas. And then as we got up closer to the beaches here, we had a little bit of some mixing that allowed for lesser snowfall totals. We were talking about that on the stream yesterday about how that mixing could occur. Well, we did see a lot more mixing and that allowed for a little bit lesser of some totals. Now, along the beaches up in the Carolinas, through this morning, we had, over 7 to 8 inches for some people up there in those areas. And then back into the central portions of the Carolinas and into South Carolina there and North Carolina, we saw up to about an inch, 2 inches of snow for some people as well. So, when it was said and all and over with here, historic record set for many people. This is probably an event we won't see for many years. It was very rare of a setup like this to happen. I wouldn't expect anything like this for at least a couple decades or maybe definitely something that if you got snow, enjoy it because it will be starting to melt here in the next couple of days. So the next thing we're going to talk about is going to be our jet stream. Now we are going to be having a change in the jet stream once we get past the end. You can still see our zonal or our meridional jet stream here, our jet stream coming out of Canada, which is allowing that cold air to sit in place. This is what's left over from our winter storm yesterday. It has now officially exited the coastline here, which is some good news. We can officially get that thing out of here. What's basically going to happen is this jet stream is going to move through on Friday and Saturday, and we'll have a little bit of a warm up on Friday and Saturday along the southeast here in the Gulf states. So it'll help introduce that melting process, and then you're going to see another potential low that could develop up here, maybe up here into Alberta. We get these Alberta clippers that can typically bring some cold air and some down across the Great Lakes. So if we get any additional snowfall this week anywhere in the United States, it's going to be up along the Great Lakes. That's kind of my thoughts with one. And then as we go through Sunday and Monday, we basically see this jet stream kind of come to an end. And what that means is this strong northwesterly flow that we were seeing is basically going to go away. We're going to see some more cold air up out of northern Canada and central Canada. That's going to maybe bring some colder temperatures still across the Great Lakes and northeast. There could, like I said, see a one or two light in the Clipper system. This is going to be the next storm that we talk about. And this is going to be, 7 to 10 days out. We're going to watch this and see what this does. Kind of hanging around. This is one's just going to kind of stall out along the west coast over here. But this could bring a shot at some severe weather next week, as well as maybe a winter storm to enter or end out January. We're so well far out from this. This is not anything talk about clearly as far as longevity wise or any of that. But this would be our next system that we watch if things do come to fruition. So, maybe Tuesday or Wednesday of next week, the 28th through the 20th, that was mentioned. Maybe a more bigger system moving through, and you can actually see a very strong northwesterly flow right over the Great Lakes. So like I said, any type of winter weather would stay up there, but we'll have to watch this next week as we go towards the Central Plains and into Texas, Oklahoma, and Arklatex areas. And past that point, we get into the uncertainty realm of what's going to happen as we go towards the first week of February. And we'll start to talk more about February on live streams as we go through the next couple of days as well. Kind of give you guys an idea of what we're going to see. We are expecting majority of an uptick of severe weather, as well as an uptick of some more as we go into February. And then once March gets here, I think we're going to have a pretty big severe weather season. So if you are not thinking about getting those severe weather plans in place as we get closer to that severe weather threat into March and even into late February, having that thought process going. If you live in the Ohio Valley, in a Dixie Alley, that's going to be my most concern for severe weather as we go towards the spring months. We've got a lot of troughing that favors that. Our temperature trend, our precip, our oscillation models, everything is really figuring out or leaning towards a active Ohio Valley and severe weather season Valley areas. So not uncommon as you see La Nina. We typically get more of our bigger outbreaks in those areas. And so here's what the precip's going to look like. Like I said, really not expecting much. We could get some light accumulation of snowfall back up here into Saturday into Sunday night up into the Great Lakes area. But you actually see some snow showers and maybe, just maybe, some light rain over here along the west coast. We'll see what happens with this. This would be not by anything means crazy as far as rain goes. This would kind of help with some things. We'll see if that low, develops to that magnitude and gives us that rain. But it's really as we go more into Monday and Tuesday, we start to see this little Clipper system down here as well into the central portions of the southeast, I should say. And this could bring some low and severe weather, maybe some isolated general thunderstorm. And then past that point, we go into next week, the 28th, the 29th, and the 30th, and we might be looking at more of an organized system or setup. So really, like I said, guys, enjoy the next 5 to 7 days of really not much of any active weather patterns, with that expected to change as we go towards February. Another thing we're going to look at here is that temperature plots, and you guys can kind of see yourself. We're still very cold. Most people, with the exception of Florida and California, are relatively cold or below 32 degrees. As we go through tomorrow, we start to see that warming trend. That trough will eventually move its way to the east, and by Sunday and Monday of next week, we've got that 32-degree line kind of sitting up in the northern Ohio Valley and up north, and we were back to the 60s and into the 50s for the southeast. So that melting process will really get going next for anybody that sees that snow still around. And then past that point, guys, we could be looking at a pretty good warm up as we go towards that Wednesday, Thursday event. So this is something I really like to see. I'm about sick of the cold. I know you guys are about sick of the cold. We'll keep you guys updated on this as always. I'll have another video tomorrow. We'll do a live stream more likely at some point tonight or tomorrow, and then we'll get you guys going with this next one. But I do appreciate you guys for watching the streams yesterday. I'm sorry I wasn't able to get back on last night. We had some things happen here videos that we need taken care of, as always. But everyone's good, everyone's safe, everyone's fine. We're all healthy here. But we'll be here to get you guys back into this as well. Be safe, guys. Be weather aware, and I'll see you guys in the